For more updates on this development, I'm joined by President of Nigeria Consumer Protection Network, Kunle Olubiyo. Mr. Olubiyo, thank you for joining us on the news tonight. The national grid collapse has now become a national embarrassment, for the want of better words to describe this situation. How optimistic are you about these interagency committee recommendations the minister has asked to be implemented?
Thank you very much. Like you said in your opening statement, the incessant grid collapse has become a global embarrassment to every right-thinking Nigerian and patriotic one, to be specific. The implementation of the committee, as referred to, is dead on arrival. Dead on arrival in the sense that it's a settled matter that you cannot be a judge in your own case. The institutions for review is the TCN, and the Minister of Power, with due respect to him, has been misdirected, and he has misfired in particular. The culprit here is the Nigeria Independent System Operation, which is to transform into NISO, and transmission service provider. And of course, what we have is a pocket of the special advisor to the minister, SA technical to the minister, and some officials of Ministry of Power. You don't have representative of the generation company, you don't have the distribution company, and you don't even have some relevant agencies in that committee. So it's like asking the corporate to interrogate their shortcoming and be a judge in their own matter. So we don't expect anything serious. The minister don't need to give a policy statement directive in asking for implementation of the committee report. What are we going to implement? It is not about report, it is not about the committee. The issue of vegetation encroachment or line tracing, which is a major factor that led to the loss of load in about a week ago along the Ugwaji-Makurdi corridor. The project we have in mind is a transmission leg project, and the conductors were not properly fitted, and the trees, which we call vegetation, that overgrown the grid right of way, got the network to be pulled while encircled or in potentials. The other one in Jeba, Kanji, Shiroro, R6, which we have had repeated occurrences there, is as a result of vandalization of the grid network. And the previous
I hear you, Mr. Olubiyo. Allow me to interrupt you, because it's very interesting to hear you say that there is not much faith, according to you, in these recommendations because some agencies are represented. We are told that these efforts include both technical upgrades and strategic interventions based on the committee's recommendations. I'm wondering what you consider the input that will make these recommendations genuine, and if you think there are regulatory framework changes that can prevent future grid collapses.
Thank you very much. Even yesterday, when the report was being submitted to the minister, there was interruption, grid collapse twice yesterday, which is to underscore the fact that and so TCN is Transmission Company of Nigeria is already preparing our mind that we should expect more of the grid collapses. We will have had like 40 grid collapses this year, if not for deployment of frequency relays, under frequency relays, and some of the equipment that have helped to knock off the grid. The issues that have led, I was a member of the National Technical Investigative Panel on Power System Collapses, System Stability and Reliability in 2013. And the issues raised in 2013, as we speak now, they've not been addressed. So talk is cheap. And so the minister is not short of the right thing to do. It is not just about the funds. It is about the prudent management of the resources. Our network, as we have said, they are obsolete. Some of them are 40 years. Some of them are 19th century technology. And you cannot drive a truck and be moving load on the road without your articulate vehicle having the necessary caution check. You must have your brake, you must have the fuel. And these are the things that are completely zero on the network. The network does not have a skidder. The minister cannot make pronouncement to provide skidder. Where the protection scheme or system protective devices, where they are non-operative or they are obsolete, they have to be replaced. And it is only when that is done that the minister's good intention can transform into reality. So it's not.
I hear you clearly, Mr. Olubiyo. I'm afraid we have completely run out of time, but as President, Nigeria Consumer Protection Network, if you can in a minute, talk to us about measures that can be taken to ensure consumer rights are protected, especially in cases of power outages and disputes over billing and services. Well,
the stage at which we are now is supposed to be service reflective tariff, and it goes with guarantee of services. And so we need to look at the review of compensation mechanism or factor for loss of energy, because if we are promised 20 hours of electricity and we began to have operational and grid indiscipline, somebody must be held accountable and be made to pay penalty for what we are experiencing at the moment.
President, Nigeria Consumer Protection Network, Kunle Olubiyo, thank you so much for talking to us on the news tonight.
It's my pleasure.